So I posted a quote earlier this morning saying that the best employer is an amazing employee. And one of the reasons I posted that was just because I think it's important to, kind of know and understand the business from the bottom up before you actually are in a role of advising and supervising and being an employer to others. So I just have a couple of tips for you guys, as lunch is on the road today for me. Thank you guys for joining. And just 5 tips. And then you guys can definitely comment if you have any questions or anything like that, as I'm kind of going in. So one of the tips that has been really helpful to us kind of making that transition is thinking of ourselves as employers. We want to think about ourselves as becoming, growing, moving towards into becoming an employer of choice. And as we all already know, there are hundreds of staffing agencies on the market. So you want to definitely put yourself or set yourself aside to be the agency that employers want to go to or employees want to go to. And since a lot of agencies get new staff members through employee referrals, you definitely want to make sure that your agency is somewhere people want to go, excited about going, and being a part of. So tip number 2, do your research. So I posted onto the group a Highway Hypodermics travel, top 10 travel staffing agencies article that everybody should read, because you want to know, what is your competition doing? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? Are there agencies on this list that have gone on the list a couple of times? And one of the agencies I know off the top of my head that is on the list is Premier Healthcare Professionals. They were one of the first agencies that I worked for as an employee, and they are definitely one of the agencies that we model our agency towards, because as an employee, they did a really good job. I had a great experience with them as an employee. So it's important to kind of do your research, find out what people are doing. Indeed's another great resource that offers, employee standpoint of view about organizations. And given Indeed can be a little bit biased, but it kind of gives you a starting point. So if you see a lot of posts that are negative about a specific organization, in many instances, there may be a bit of truth in that. As well, you want to know what employees like. So if you're working in travel and healthcare staffing, are employees, wanting money? Are they wanting benefits? Are they wanting flexibility? Are they wanting, rewards and recognition? As an employer, you need to know those things so that you can make sure that you actually offer them. And as well, you want to know what is popular or going on in your area. So like some staffing agencies, the things that they offer, things that people like, are specific to an area versus other areas. One of the things that comes to mind for me is that it's very popular in New Mexico to offer same-day pay. So that's not something I've seen at other agencies, but that's a very popular thing to offer. So if you're a new agency owner and you're looking to get into the market in New Mexico, that's something to consider. As well as if you're in another in another market or in another area, it's something to consider too, as a bonus or as a additional benefit. So tip number 3 is stick with the basics. Keep it basics. Master the basics. Master being a very organized company. Make sure that you're consistent with all of your employees. Make sure that you're fair and flexible with them. The one instance that comes to mind for me is, advance pay. We've all had situations, or many of us, not all of us, where employees may want to get their pay advanced. If you're going to offer it to one employee, you have to offer it to another. So just being mindful of those types of things are very important in moving forward and growing in your business. You want to make sure that you're offering, being fair, being consistent, being organized, following up on matters, on both ends of it. A huge pet peeve. Good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. A huge pet peeve is not being able to get in touch with your agency. So you want to make sure that you already have systems in place where, at a certain time, if the business is closed, your employees, because we're in a 24-hour business, can still access your staff members or a staff member in a timely fashion. Some agencies put in place, if you call after hours, you'll get a call back within a 2-hour time frame. That's basic. That's being consistent. It's the standard for our industry. Tip number 4 is rewards and recognition. People want to know that they're valued to the company. People want to feel like, they're an asset, that they're appreciated. So it's really important to have in place those things, whether or not it's a financial appreciation, recognition in a newsletter or on your website or in some other way, employee of the month or employee of the quarter. They want to know that, you see, even though you may not really see, but you see that they're working with you, they're working for you, and they want you to succeed as well. Other ways that businesses can reward or recognize their employee can be like, special dinners. Nurses Week is coming. I encourage all my NOSAs, this is on a side note, to do something for your people on Nurses Week. If you took out the time, the amount of social media backlash when an employer doesn't do something for their people on Nurses Week is amazing. But some people look forward to that. They look forward to the luncheon. They look forward to the swag bag or the gift card or whatever you do to recognize your employees in your organization. And mostly because it's something that's talked about. Once Nurses Week comes out, starts on Saturday, everybody's going to post it on their Facebook and other social medias. Businesses that aren't healthcare related are going to offer free food. Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, I think Dunkin' Donuts, and a couple of other, big chains participate in it. So it makes you look a little bit strange when your own employer kind of bypasses it for whatever reason. We're small businesses. We forget things. We lose track. We have a lot on our plate. But I'm letting you guys know, Nurses Week starts on Saturday. Please do something for your nurses. And recognizing them. It makes a difference. But other ways throughout the rest of the year that you can recognize them, some companies do, happy hours. Other companies may do open houses where if you come into the business, you have different things going on. Health fairs are a way to recognize your employees and let them know that you're important to them. And then some of your bigger things may be trips. Like I know one of the companies, and these are some of your larger organizations, offer like a trip to Mexico if you meet so many hours in a year. So they offer a trip, I believe the trip is in February of every year for employees who meet a certain goal. But, keep it fair. If you offer it to one employee, offer it to others, as well as, get creative with it. You don't have to always offer the same types of benefits. I think offering your employees massages or massages gift certificates or foot massages or having, different things like that may get an equally as impressive recognition, or giving away free scrubs. All of those things are things that you might want to consider. And then the last piece as you make the transition on step 5 is create a plan. Make sure when you're in the initial stages or as you grow, you have in place some sort of system that recognizes your employees and how you're going to recognize them and what that looks like. Is it every month or is it every quarter? You want to make sure that, you're reevaluating your employees' experience by doing surveys to find out, am I doing everything that I can to make sure that my employee is having a good experience with my organization? Are there certain benefits that they want? Are there things that they may be having issues with, like a payroll system or a scheduling system or something like that? So those are areas where you can improve upon, and make sure that you have in place a system where you're actually evaluating these things so that if you need to make adjustments, you can do just that. So just on an individual level, I encourage all NOSAs to really take out the time to evaluate, am I the person who needs to be the first line of contact when it comes to these things? You know, am I the type of individual who would be comfortable with disciplining people? Am I the type of individual who would be comfortable with rewarding people or organizing things to reward people? So those are some other things that you need to consider on a individual basis. And if you are or if you aren't, you know, you just want to make sure that you're actually either bringing those people into your organization who can do those things, or reaching out to other professional organizations who do those types of things that maybe that's not your area of expertise or skill set. So that's all I had for you guys. If you have any questions, drop them down below.